For years, CNG was the absolute king of cheap fuel. It was this amazing promise, right? Save a ton of money on your daily commute. But at what cost? So I want to tell you my story because my relationship with CNG, well, let's just say it's complicated. Yep, that was me. For 7 long years. My wallet, it was pretty happy, I'll give it that. But my left leg and my family's sanity on road trips, not so much. It was a real journey. And today we're going to unpack that whole experience to figure out if things have finally changed for the better. All right, let's get into it. It's confession time. First, we're going to talk about that irresistible promise of CNG. The one that gets everybody. Before we peel back the curtain and look at the real-world costs, they don't always put on the brochure. I mean, just look at these numbers. This, right here, is the magic trick. This is the raw power of the CNG pitch. You see this, and your brain just goes, well, that's a no-brainer. Saving more than 2 rupees on every single kilometer you drive, that adds up, and it adds up fast. And that, my friends, is the siren song that pulled me and so many others into the world of CNG. But here's the first big gotcha in our story. That amazing saving, it comes with a pretty hefty price tag up front. Now, back when I bought my car, the premium was a bit smaller, but today, in 2026, you're looking at forking over about an extra lakh of rupees just to get that factory-fitted CNG kit. And this is where the math starts to get really personal. To make back that 1 lakh rupee premium, you have to drive at a minimum 40,000 kilometers. Now, for a lot of us who mainly drive in the city, that can easily take 3, maybe even 4 years. You're not saving money during that time, you're just paying off the entry fee. And that's the question you really have to ask yourself, right? I mean, people are changing cars more often these days. Are you really going to stick with that car long enough to see a single rupee of actual savings? It's something you seriously have to think about. The boot space. Or, what was left of it. I used to call this the great luggage puzzle. Every single weekend trip turned into this high-stakes game of Tetris, trying to jam 2 suitcases and a couple of bags around a massive metal cylinder. And let me tell you, 9 times out of 10, the cylinder won. And this, oh man, this was the real killer for me. Imagine an hour of bumper-to-bumper city traffic every single day. In, out with the clutch. After a few years, my left knee was basically staging a full-on protest. The savings on fuel just didn't seem worth the actual physical pain. And believe me, the hits just kept on coming. The yearly service bills were always a little bit higher. Then there's the mandatory and definitely not free tank inspection you have to do every 3 years. And don't even get me started on the soul-crushing queues at the filling stations. Oh, and if you dare to even think about an aftermarket kit, yeah, you can just kiss that manufacturer warranty goodbye. Okay, so I know I've painted a pretty grim picture so far, but here's the thing. It's 2026 now, and the car makers, they've actually been listening to all of us complaining for years. The game has genuinely, seriously changed. And check this out. This is how they fought back. First, Tata and Hyundai cracked the code with this brilliant dual-cylinder tech. They basically split that one giant, annoying tank into 2 smaller ones and tucked them under the floor, giving you a flat, totally usable boot. Then Maruti Suzuki just one-upped everyone with the Victoris, putting the tank completely underneath the car. Problem solved. Hallelujah, this right here is the innovation my left leg was literally praying for all those years. An automatic transmission in a CNG car. This is an absolute undeniable game changer. It gets rid of the single biggest, most painful part of driving a CNG car in the city. So right now, Tata is kind of leading the charge here with automatic versions of the Tiago and the Tigor. Now, let's be fair, you might see a tiny dip in your mileage compared to the manual version, but honestly, for the pure comfort and convenience of not having to pump the clutch 1,000 times in traffic, that's a trade-off I think almost anyone would happily make. So with all these huge improvements, we've got boot space, we've got automatics, we land at the big final question. The old problems have new solutions, but does that actually mean a modern CNG car is the right choice for you? Let's figure that out. This is it, the moment of truth. We're going to break down the exact profile of the person who would genuinely, truly benefit from buying a CNG car in 2026. Let's see if this sounds like you. Okay, let's do a quick check. Are you driving more than, say, 50 or 60 kilometers every single day? Is your drive a good mix of city traffic and open highways? Are there plenty of CNG pumps near where you live? Is your number one, absolute top priority to save every last pesa on fuel, even if it means the car feels a little less peppy? If you're just nodding your head yes, yes, and yes, then congratulations, you are a prime candidate for a new CNG car.
So here's how it all boils down. This is the final choice. If you fit that ideal profile we just talked about perfectly, then yeah, a modern CNG car is a fantastic, smart option for you. But if you don't drive that much, if you crave performance and need every inch of boot space, or if the very thought of waiting in a queue for fuel makes your blood boil, you're probably better off just sticking with petrol. It's that simple.
So there you have it. Look, for me and my old hatchback, the compromises just became too much. The savings weren't worth the hassle. But now, with automatic gearboxes and clever engineering, the story for a 2026 car buyer is completely different. Your decision is so much more interesting now, and I really want to know what you think. If you've ever owned a CNG car, share your battle story. The good, the bad, the ugly, down in the comments. Let's talk about it.